Later today, international investigators from the Organisation for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons are going to arrive here in the UK.
Well, the experts will be taking samples of the nerve agent the government says was used on Sergei and Yulia Skripal on the 4th of March. For more on what they'll be doing, they'll speak to the former commander of the UK's Chemical and Biological Weapons Regiment, Hamish De Bretton-Gordon. Mr. Bretton-Gordon, thank you very much indeed for joining us. I know it's freezing cold where you are, and we appreciate you standing out there shivering for us. Can you just, before we get into the weeds on this is a Novichok, if that's what this is a nerve agent, not a nerve gas. What is the difference?
Well, it's semantics, really. Nerve agent is the designation of it. Novichok is a sort of super nerve agent, a new WMD which the Russians developed in the 70s and 80s, and it was really to overmatch NATO's chemical defensive capabilities and designed to be undetectable, which is really what we're seeing here in Salisbury at the moment. But as you say, the OPCW, the Organisation for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, the UN's investigators are on their way here today.
We know that when President Putin spoke yesterday, he said that the poisoning of Mr. Skripal and his daughter Yulia is a tragedy, but they would have died instantly if it was true they had been poisoned by a military-grade nerve agent. Is that true?
No, I don't think it is. Certainly nerve agents are very, very toxic, and if you breathe them in, they can kill you very quickly. However, in this particular case, we don't yet know how they were poisoned. But I think a fair guess is that it's probably absorbed through their skin. Now, that takes a great deal longer to take effect, because it has to get into your bloodstream. And the fact that they appear to have become ill 40 minutes to 60 minutes afterwards, that would fit with it. But they're designed to kill you very quickly if you breathe them in. But at the moment, we're not quite sure the makeup of this Novichok, whether it's a powder or a liquid. I'm sort of guessing it's a liquid, and was probably absorbed through the skin, which is why it's taken such a long time to affect them. And thank God, at the moment they are. Yeah, they're still alive.
Are you confident from everything you've been hearing and seeing and reading that it is Novichok we're dealing with? And if it is, how many countries in the world would have any of this stuff?
Well, I'll take the second bit first. Only one country has this stuff, and that's Russia. They've been developing it in a town called Skiany in central Russia before the Soviet Union fell, but actually since the Soviet Union fell in 1991. Skiany has been a closed town where they've been developing this stuff. And as far as whether it's Novichok or not, when I was commanding the CBRN regiment, I worked very closely with Port Down in Afghanistan and Iraq and other places. I know how they work. They are absolute consummate professionals and the best in the world at this. And if they are saying, and the Prime Minister and the Foreign Secretary are confident enough to say it's Novichok, then I think it is Novichok. There's no doubt at all.